Hello everyone, welcome, one and all. Hope everyone's well on this Tuesday evening here in beautiful Queensland. We're getting back into the swing of things. We took last Tuesday off, a bit tired and worn out, and had a fair bit going on, but yeah, needed the break, and we're back to it. So just jumping in and saying hello to everyone. We've got Roger the Pirate. He was in first. Thanks for Roger. Cody, he was in next. Some bloke called Mark Shed Talk. Don't know who he is. He was in next. Some bugger. Peter, g'day mate. We're all mates here, and well, hopefully we are anyway. JK, he's in the house. KJ, he's in the house. And yeah, we're getting this show on the road. Peter says when the intro was happening. Well, that's me. Anyway, Pete's run out of scotch. JK's run out of scotch. You have to have some red wine. Well, if that's your flavour, or your favour, or whatever it is, if that what's keeps you going, cheers. Have a good one. Bill Baggins, g'day Bill. Oh, there he goes. No, there he is. Bill. Even Bill's given a cheers. Well, I'm doing a cheers tonight, fellas. I'm on the water. G'day, Dan. Dan's in the house. Emma hasn't rolled in here yet, so I'm sure she'll be here soon. Right, where are we? Hey, yep, hey y'all. I blame me. So, what have we been up to? Well, many things to do with the house and getting back to work and all that sort of thing. Had, not last week, previous week off, done a bunch of stuff around here. The mini excavator come in very handy, which I should have brought a photo up to show you, so that give you an idea on what we did with the mini excavator, and what most people do with mini excavators is you dig trenches with them. So I'll just turn the brightness down a bit, it might help. I'll just do, I'll go down even further. If I was more organised I could bring it up and share it on photos. I probably should. There we go. Now that's not the only trench we dug. We dug a trench all the way to the other end of my wife's shed here. And you might be able to hear Evel Knievel out the back there, going for it. I think there's two of them. They might be having a race down the road. In fact, I will bring the photo up. Just hang on a sec, folks. Water? There's a story about what fish do. Yeah, Peter, funny that. I've heard that one before. Doesn't stop people doing the same thing in it, or yeah. So, all right, photo time. Actually, now let's have to share the screen. A little bit disorganised, folks, but we'll get there. Yes, yeah. Sometimes you got to drink it, guys. Despite what you may think, you got to drink it. Just put that there we go. Here we go. Well, that was one of the trenches we dug. Well, I dug that from the corner of the house all the way to the other side of the wife's shed. Now we're on pretty solid hard clay here, and the bucket I used on the mini excavator hasn't got any teeth on it, so it made it a little bit harder to do the job. A little bit of inexperience, I overdug it a bit, but we got it sorted out. However, we got it all connected up, and of course when we dug it up to connect it up, we found a problem, as you do. So we had to sort that problem out. And then we, oh, Emma, g'day Emma. Made it sort of. What do you mean it's sort of, Emma? You're here. You're here. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Pete. Yeah, if it was too organised, you know. Yeah, so that's been the goings on, and then hang on, no, we've still got another one to show you. Let me skip over. You'll see all sorts of wonderful photos here, and then we had to sort out the problem out the front here. That's even better. That was even more fun. So the connection from the house to the curb is apparently our responsibility according to the council. So we're out with the mini excavator. Now, this has been a great little machine. It really has. It's really small. It can be a little bit rough, but tell you what, it does punch above its weight. It's got more power than you can poke a stick at. And it hasn't quite paid for itself yet, but tell you what, it's come damn close. The first job we used it for was to dig a trench to put the electrical and data in for the two new sheds, and it's been a godsend. It really has. Digging through hard clay. And then more recently, I've done a few other things with it, mainly around home here. The coil, the magneto failed on it, or the bit that throws the spark to the spark plug, that failed, so I had to replace that. Yeah, it's not bad, Bill. It could have been a little bit, been a little bit better. But anyway, we used it here to sort this problem out, and when we dug this up, we known it's a bit of a problem for a while, but it was, once we dug it up, we found even more problems, and of course, so we had to sort that out. I'll just bring this photo up here. As you can see, the concrete is broken over time, and that's from us driving over it. It's you know, it was pretty banged up. It's been a pain in the bum for a long time. And what we found when we dug this up, you know, we found a piece connected to another piece to a connected piece, and of course it had been crushed in. So we had to get in, dig it all out, chop it, and you know, put a piece in, connect it all up, and we're just waiting to get some decent rain. It's been pretty dry up here. Get some decent rain and see how this is going to work now. It should run a lot better, hopefully, all going well. If not, we'll be digging another trench, unfortunately. Right. Spark plug, yeah, this little digger's got a little Briggs & Stratton in it, Dan, and 450 cc or something like that, and the coil went on it, so we had to replace that. So that was a bit of fun. And then during this time, my wife had a bit of an accident, and I'll go back here to this one. This is the old wheelbarrow. We all love wheelbarrows, I'm sure we do. Anyway, she went to shovel the stuff out of the wheelbarrow into the ute so I could take it away, and the wheelbarrow fell on her shin and really caused a lot of issues. Didn't break anything, tore a bit of bark off, and it was swollen and very sore for quite a number of days afterwards, and she's still getting over it. And right, I've just got to go press the button again. Hang on, folks. There we go. That'll come back on in a second. I'll bring that up and show you what's going on there. So yeah, so that was fun. Not really, not something you think you have to do or want to do, but yeah, it is. It's what we had to do. Sadly, not sadly. It's just what you got to do. Soon we've got the photos open. We'll carry on. What are we doing here? Just photos in the shed. So my dad was up helping me. Actually, I'll just make sure that's coming up all right. Yep. My dad was up giving me a hand on Saturday. He was on the grinder, taking the burrs off one of the gears, one of the drive gears. That's one side. That was probably the worst side. That was burred over just from wear and tear. We flipped it over and we ground the other side, cleaned it up as well. Yeah, Dan. This one's pretty loud. You probably should wear hearing protection. I have sometimes I haven't, but it's a great little machine. It's got a bit of wear in it, which down the track I'll do something about, but for the meantime I can get on it pretty well any time, turn the key and away we go. It has been a fantastic little machine. I brought that one because there was one I missed out on. When I messaged the guy at the time, it was a slightly bigger machine. I think it was 2.5 ton or something like that, and real cheap. And I just missed it by, a matter of minutes, so to speak. So we ended up with that one, and frankly, that one's been a bloody terrific machine. The other advantage is that I can get into some really tight areas, and it's going to do the job. So here we are. You can see my dad's finger, but you can see close-up shot of the gear, and in the distance in the back there, you can see how raised up the wear is, or the burr is, just from the wear, and how much we've taken off, and a bit of a chamfer on the edges. You can see a bit of wear on the teeth. We're not going to do anything about that. We're just going to leave it. That's quite accessible. So it's quite acceptable, I should say. This is the wife inside her shed. It's progressing a bit slower than what we wanted, but it's happening. All the plastering's been done, so we just like to keep a nice clean workplace. So we've been in, cleaned up the floor, cleaning up after the plasters. They were a little bit messy, unfortunately. The plasterer almost had more plaster on him than what was on the walls, but the job's done, so we're moving on. What else can we show you here? There we go. Sunset from the other day. Really nice sunset. Of course, it's dark here now. Beautiful clear skies. Absolutely picture perfect weather. Not a cloud. Virtually not a cloud in the sky. Just absolutely beautiful. Can't complain whatsoever. The other day, Sunday, was steaming day at Old Petrie Town, and we had the steamrollers and traction engines going. Myself and my offsider Mark, we look after the Aveling and Porter steamroller Marion, named after our long-standing treasurer and mother to Bill Ives. Bill Ives is our president. Some of you may know him. So we had some fast cars in like Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and they were doing some sort of photo shoot, and they didn't want us going down to the railway station or something like that. So we backed over here and took a few photos. The sun was in the right spot, perfect day, as you can see. And there is a video of this, about a 2-minute video, doing a bit of a walk around on the YouTube channel, which I'll probably show a little bit later. But this is some of the stills that I took. Well, this is just one of them. The blacksmith is no longer there, but it still makes a good good backdrop, that's for sure. Now, where's that photo? Here we go. So the Aveling Importer 8-ton steamroller Marion. Marion arrived in Australia in 1923 from England, brought by the Noyes Brothers Machinery Agents of Sydney for WB Carr and Company in Melbourne. They won the contract to bitumen all the roads around West End in Brisbane. I believe, that's the only West End I know of. When the contract was completed, Marion was sold to newly formed Brisbane City Council. Yeah, so it was West End in Brisbane, for those of you who don't know it. She worked for the council until 1968 and then was sold to the council parks department and placed in New Farm Park, where a lot of people, maybe even myself, played on it, and like a lot of steam rollers and stuff. Steam locomotives, ex-sugarcane locos, they're all put in parks for young kids to play on. Then in 2006 it was given to the Queensland Steam and Vintage Machinery Society, and it steamed for the first time in 2017, and I can say I was the first one to drive it after 50 years. Marion has been named after our long-serving treasurer Marion, who passed away in 2016. So there you go, bit of info. Bill, no, I don't think it's got anything to do with that. Just a lot of, even Emma's rollers curved. I don't know, it's just the way things went. So in process at the moment, being done by a club member, is the cylinder drains for the roller. Now I've got 8 of these cast. I thought originally I had 9 cast, so there's no room for error. These are reproduction Fowler cylinder drain. For this engine I'm working on here, and also for 16933, which is down in Melbourne, owned by Dan Elstone. Dan and I have been helping each out tremendously during our restorations. He's way further ahead than I am, and he's doing an absolutely fantastic job. It's incredible what he's doing. It's a real credit, that's for sure. Yeah, the old Forcing tractor. Yeah, oh well. At least he had something to play on. So there's one end, and that's the other end. The castings was done by the Trades Guild quite some time ago. Actually, this is the second time they've done this, because the first time there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough on the back end here, so when it was machined, it just didn't clean up properly. But so this is the second time around, and they're just getting there. Going to take a bit of work to. Yeah, Emma, you're absolutely right. It is a dog of a thing. We probably should have done it a different way. Even talking to Jim on the weekend, how he's gone about machining it. I think it's been a bit of a not a curse, but it's certainly a challenge, that's for sure. G'day, Dogface, Simon, welcome. Who else have I missed, just in any case? Tender, yes, I'm working on the tender. Here we go, here's the inside of it. Now, I've cut out many bits, and tonight I have cut off this bit of tube, and looking on the drawing, which I can share with you, that is a piece of boiler tube, and it is leaking, so we need to get that all off. So I'll get that, hang on, I'll get my big mug out of the way. Actually, in the background there, I'll flick over to the, where is it? I'll bring that up. There are the lathes, but I'll go over. Oh, hang on a second. Bugger, bloody hell! Got to stop flapping your gums. There we go. On the mill, we've got the brake shaft set up, and it's been. What have you done that for? Hang on. I don't know why it keeps turning off. Hang on, folks. Why are you doing that? Okay. Power's on. There we go. Don't worry about the disruption in transmission, folks. We're back onto it. That's been gas axed off, and we'll bring another view in here. Hang on. There we go. It's the other. It's using the old computer, so I'll swing that around. It's not the best of views, but I've got it set up on the mill there. Flick between. I've got it set up on the mill. It's been gas axed off, and so I got to mill that off to square it up and make a new piece. And we've got the drawing to do that. That's not a problem. Yeah, Pete. I'm just playing catch up. Yeah, all right, so let's go back over here. Yeah, nope. Oh, there we are, all three views. I'll take this one off. Whoop, mute. We don't want this one. Whoop, gone. And we've got something to make on the lathe. I'll do a bit of machining. But actually, let's go back here. I'll go get this bit of tube and show you this. Now, I gas axed this off earlier. This is the tube that the brake shaft runs through, and over time, through the tender in the water space. So over time, what happens, it eats through, of course, and as you can see, the line scale build up on this particular bit of tube. In the boiler, over on my left, it was a lot worse. You know, it was just bloody crazy how bad it was. And you can't see inside. Oh, hello. There we go. So that's, and I do have the drawing. Where did I put it? Sit there, and we'll go share screen. Share screen, window, drawing, done. Look at that, there we go. So that's the drawing, and it does show the tube. It'll come up on your screen in a second, or you may already be seeing it because I've got the other computer going and there's a slight delay. Now, in this particular drawing, which one's this one? Right, let's see what it says. Brake gear for class T3 tractor. This is for the tractor, not the roller. So, what's the difference? Well, sweet bugger all, except, let's go back. Move this around. So this is 1927, so obviously they realised there was a problem. And this drawing shows, Emma, you'll be interested in this. I'll zoom in a bit. It's got the, just Just taking a sip of water. It's got the grease cups to lubricate the shaft, and you can see that's a piece of 2 3/4 diameter boiler tube. So I was a little bit surprised to see that there, that they're using boiler tube, but there again they probably had plenty of it, so that's what they used. Now let's go down to the legend. Actually no, let's go to the... So this is the brake lever, the bit that's been chopped off very roughly with the oxy. And this piece here, I'll zoom in. I won't go too much further than that. It's this piece on the end here. Maybe you can see my mouse. Yep. Or is that a bug? Oh yeah, no, that's the mouse. You can see this piece here on the end, that's the bit that's been chopped off. Why they chopped it off, I've got no idea. They've actually, if they think it was going to be unsafe for the kiddies or something like that, all they've done is made a jagged edge, which was a bloody worse idea than leaving that there. So that's the piece I've got to make. I've got to fabricate and make up. We've got the drawings here, so it'll certainly help. And that's a side view. We're looking at a top view here. So it's, you know, there's a bit of work involved, but nothing that can't be done. Yeah, Peter, a little lube always helps. It's a hole with rusty walls. I'm just now. Let's go down to the legend, because that's going to tell us. Just zoom out a little bit. And there you go. Righto. There you go, Emma. T is the Staffers, STAUFFERS, lubricator number 4, and it's cast iron in this case. And they're available in the stores, so there's no actual drawing, so they must have purchased those in or something like that. That's pretty interesting. So there's no other details. Normally when you look at something, it'll tell you what it is. Handle for brake screw, what the material is, in this case mild steel. There's one off. So that's usually over to the right hand side. This 58624, 624-495. That's the drawing number, the first number, and 495 is the drawer where it was located. If you had to go and get it, retrieve it. G'day G, welcome to the show, mate. Thanks for being here. Greg. G'day Greg, welcome to the live stream, mate. Thank you very much for being here. So this is the drawing for the tractor. I do have a drawing for the roller, which I'll look at, but there's not much, honestly there's not much difference between the two. The actual brake shaft, I've got one original brake shoe which is in poor condition. This bracket that the brake shoe bolts onto, I have one of those, so I need to make another one, need to fabricate another one of those. And the handle's missing, and the shaft is missing, and the brake, where it mounts in and rotates, that's all missing as well. So all of that will have to be fabricated in due course. And so that's sort of things on the tender at the moment. But there's a number of different things going on, as you've seen. We've got cylinder drains in progress. They're being done externally. I'm doing stuff here on the brake and the tender. Right, get it right, boy. And I'll stop sharing that now. Come back to me. flip up here. Cylinder drains, tender, gears. Yeah, there's a number of stuff going on. It's not happening overly quickly, but it's happening, you know, from time to time. I do what I can when I can. Unfortunately, that day job thing gets in the way. The day job thing certainly has its advantages, that's for sure. So we might skip over to that's about it. I've been ranting on now for about almost 40 minutes. I'm going to do we might try a bit of milling. I'll skip over to the milling machine and we'll see if we can clean that up. Now, it might get a little bit noisy. You guys with headphones. Hey Pete, how are you? Mate, still working on the boiler. The boiler's a work in progress. It's sort of stopped at the moment, mainly because of what's been going on here with the house, with renovations and things like that. So I'll get back into that soon. So boiler work's still going. There's a number of things on the go. I get to it when I can, sort of thing. So thanks for being here, Pete. Appreciate it, mate. I'm just wondering, have you had a chance to talk to Laurie yet about your turbo generator? You could even ask the guys in here if anyone's got any spare parts for a Stone's turbo generator. Peter is looking for some spare parts, if anyone's got one spare or might know of it. So we'll see. Righto, we'll get the milling machine going. It may get a little bit noisy. Let's just get that back over here. Like I said, this is pretty rough, and I'm going to be away from the computer. I'll zoom in a bit more there. Hopefully it's not too out of focus. Got a bit of 3mm aluminium underneath a 123 block holding it in place. Dan Shed, that's a no. Oh, never know. Something might come. Yeah, Nightbot's doing the right thing. Righto, here we go. Taken a bigger cut there than what I realised, but this cut is only going to be about half a mil. What I've noticed is that it's fairly soft sort of steel. I'll just stop that for a second. It's fairly soft sort of steel. You can, when you machine different steels, you can usually tell how hard and soft they are. Oh, and a Pole National one too, yeah. Well, you never know, Pete. You might have to look at Ipswich, mate, see what's in the depths of Ipswich. There might be some tucked away that nobody knows about you might be able to get. So... another cut. We'll almost get this cleaned up. Righto. Well, that was a disaster. That's not supposed to happen. So what's happened here, for those of you who don't know about machining, I had it clamped down. However, the amount of force that I'm putting on this was too much, and it shifted the job. And luckily we didn't have a tool break or anything like that. But I'll have to just undo the clamp here and set it back up again. So I might just leave it for now, and I'll do that off camera. So that's a little bit of a, oops, but that's what happens. Saw that coming. Yeah, righto, Pete. No worries. No worries. I don't always get it right. Sometimes I do. So the other thing too, I should have had the table locked in a bit better and not been so aggressive and take such a big cut. So it's nothing disastrous. I'll just set it up, you know, and fix it up later on. So, well, actually, that's probably leave it at that tonight. It's getting, well, it's almost 8:30 now. So. If anyone's got any questions, fire away. Yeah, it was Dan. Like I said, I was probably asking a bit much too. I was getting a bit greedy. It was going pretty well, and then I thought, you know, I'll take a bit more off, and yeah, I thought I had it clamped down pretty well. I mean, nothing's broken. It's just, yeah. It happens. It's happened more than once. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time, that's for sure. It's on camera. Everyone can see it. No, well, I've still got all my fingers. That's the main thing. Yeah, what's coming up? I don't know. Hey, Pete, could you tell people what you're going to be doing maybe tomorrow? Is it tomorrow, or was it? Or did you do that today? Or is it coming up? Yeah, that's why we watch the Speedway, not for the speed. Yeah, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right, Peter. Now, to to get on to Peter's point there, if any of you guys watch Formula One, or if you don't watch Formula One, I've never seen so much money wasted than Formula One. The amount of money that just gets thrown out the door like there's no tomorrow. They treat those things like they're demolition derbies sometimes. I find it crazy where you've got a team, and I've seen it time and time again. You've got a team, and there's, you know, most teams have got 2 cars running. However, they get into a situation where one driver wants to overtake the other one or something like that. And this has happened with Ferrari and quite a few others. They'll come to a corner or something like that. The 2 teammates, one's trying to get around the other one. They'll touch and they end up taking both of them out. I've seen it. It's just incredible. The Netflix series Drive to Survive. That's, if anyone's got Netflix, go watch that series on Formula One. You will not believe the amount of money that gets poured into Formula One. Like, it could end some of the debts of third world countries just overnight. Seriously, it's just crazy, absolutely crazy indeed. What else are we going to talk about tonight, other than crashes and Formula One and steamrollers and things like that? One thing, those of you who are fans of steam trains, Queensland Railways has been doing some driver training of late, usually sometimes on a Wednesday, sometimes on a Thursday, with their locomotive out to various points of interest, like on the suburban network. If you're in the area, it's not announced, but if you know the right people, you might be able to find out, or if you have access to information, it's quite possible you'll see. Oh, there he is. That's what we want to know. Anyone in the Toowoomba area? You might see this gentleman behind the throttle with steam locomotive and carriages. Thanks, Peter. Appreciate it. I hope it all goes well tomorrow. Unfortunately, I won't be able to be there in person, but you know, some of you might. So yeah, it's great to see. It really is. Pete, if you can get the word out to your superiors that it really is good to see, and we'd love to see more of it, that's for sure. Maybe they need to talk to their colleagues down in Transport Heritage New South Wales, because they're doing great guns. It's really great to see. But anyway, I don't think I've got anything else to talk about. I'm just going to... excellent. Should be more steam next year. Excellent, Pete. Thank you very much. That's really good news to hear. Really appreciate it, and I think a lot of us will enjoy seeing that, that's for sure. Dan, I thought you were working on that, or have you given up on that? Maybe a bit more training. You might be able to. But anyway, in the meantime, we've got our interests, you know, steamrollers and traction engines and portable steam engines to work on, you know, that sort of thing to do. It certainly keeps us busy. Yep, well, keep working on it, Dan. You'll get there, mate. Progress takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, that's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, so I think, folks, we're going to wrap it up at that. That's enough. I've prattled on for enough. I'm just, you know, I've still got more work to do in here, not just on the roller, but sorting things out. On the bench behind me, I'd sort of given that, given that up. Not given it up, but just, yeah, other things are taken focus. So thanks everyone for being here. I really do appreciate the support you guys give me on this journey. Keep an eye on the YouTube page and the Steamroller page. There's more coming. Nothing in great detail, that's for sure, but just bits and pieces as we get along. As we get something in, we'll show you. If you go back through some of the, if you're looking for something to do, yeah, Dan, you're right. Signalling safe working. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Funk and hungry. No, mate. No, not TikTok time. I don't have TikTok. I've got too much other things to do. If you're looking for something to watch, there's plenty of previous videos to go back through and watch and see what we've done, what we haven't done, all that sort of stuff. I've got a cupboard full of parts there that are ready to go back onto the roller when needed. Still got a bunch of other parts to work on, and as you've seen, some stuff tonight. So thanks, Greg, for being here. Night all. Yeah, that'll do it for me. I'm going to wrap it up. I'll play the end credits. You guys with headphones on or earphones might want to turn it down. You're going to have whistles blowing if you haven't seen it before. So thanks everyone. Cheers for being here. Catch you on the next one. Bye for now. Oops, that didn't work. Whistle.